You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Welcome to part 2 of Business Access TV's coverage of Jamaica's largest electrical expo, the Electrical Expo right here at the Jamaica Pegasus, brought to you by Fossridge in partnership with Nexans and Siemens. I'm your host, Amita Prasad-Webb. Please stay tuned for highlights.
So let's go with an exciting cable, an innovation from Nexans, the halogen-free cables. We are very, like in Nexans, interested in finding new solutions, safety solutions regarding cables. So I'm going to tell you a bit why. So, according to analysis, 98% of death due to fire are caused by suffocation and inhalation of toxic fumes. According to firefighting experts, more than 50% of the main causes are due to problems with electrical systems, electrical issues.
Easy to install cable solution for residential, industrial and public buildings. So what do we have? So that is in the agenda. So in practice, in a house, you have a different level of installation. Okay, you have the service entrance from the power networks, supply, distribution, and branch circuit. That's for a house. And for a building, it is that way. You also have from the public grid, and you have the service entrance, supply, distribution, and branch circuits. For all these parts, you need cables, no? to do the connections.
As to develop other categories, it's 6A and 7A, 10 giga. So it's a lot. And now Nexans is developing the 8A category of cables, which is higher, but it's used for what? For military applications. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but we need the signal is 0 and 1. And now we are developing quantic information that we can go to for four digits instead of 2. So that is the next generation. It's yet an application. It does exist, but for military industry. So it's very early stage technology. But in the future, you will all have your quantic computer. So it's for tomorrow. So it's terabytes, tera, not giga. So it's much more information.
Talk to us about the main points in your presentation today.
The main points were the safety-oriented cables, halogen-free cables, that doesn't allow to the fire to spread. And the other point was the local area network telecommunication cables.
What's next for Nexans?
Next, we hope to get better brand awareness here in Jamaica, to grow together with Fossridge, and I expect to go back very soon to see you again.
Why did you attend?
Because the School of Engineering includes the electrical program, which is electrical engineering, and we are always interested in what equipment is available to Jamaicans to see how we can ensure that our students get the best experience.
I find science exciting, so it's a learning experience in terms of getting the information, understanding how simple things that we take for granted works. And so it is a good thing that people who, whether you work in the industry or not, it is something that you should learn and understand the things that are actually around you in terms of electricity and the things that you pass on the street. You are passing street lights, you're passing stop lights and so on, and you don't even understand how they really work. And these guys are the ones who will tell you what's the background to all of these things.
It's time for a quick break, but please stay with us more when we return. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. There are some students here, quite a number of students here. Why is it important that students attend expos of this nature?
It is extremely important because one of the things I've found is that we're actually in the information age, but unfortunately people, we do not crave information the way I believe it was craved in times past. And so students are very much in that space now where they need to open their minds' eyes and become a little bit more familiar with what is out there in the world. And of course the industry that we're in now, and in particular the energy efficient industry, because it's going to be impacting all of us, whether it is from a household standpoint or if it is from a business standpoint, all of us will be impacted in some way, shape or form. And so that is why it is quite important for students to be here to get this knowledge today in terms of the industry and its forward movement.
The information that's go across here today is very informative, and I learn a lot. I can take back all of this information, not just to the company, but also to my community. And I would advise that when we have program expo like this, a lot of business people who have maintenance managers should come and get all of these information so they can use it within the companies.
In the morning, a person comes to me and asks me if this is the smallest size or which are the sizes of the starters. Actually, you could see the starters just have three sizes in the complete module for the 3RW55 and also for 3RW52, and both are less than 200 millimeters by tip, so it's very tiny. So that the bigger one for 560 kilowatts, it's size 4, it's just this size, right? And also these starters has the 3RW55 has this innovative application that if you lose in one line a pair of thyristors, it still works with two-phase control. Just this one, the 3RW55. It means this product is robust, it's versatile, and it adapts to your applications. Okay, for the soft starter is enough.
Yeah, that's one question. How does the starter react to unbalanced input voltages?
Actually, these starters has the possibility to measure line by line the current, and also it could set a protection against unbalance, phase failure, ground fault, and also it's a natural protection. It's overload on up to class 30 in this one. So since class 10A, it means 7 seconds at 8 times the nominal current, and it could protect against low voltage supply. You said this lowest voltage it could supply, and it will respect that. This product has the possibility when you buy the Profinet solution, the Profinet module for the starters. That's an optional component. You are buying also a web server inside this component. So it means since your telephone, with your cell phone, you could access to the same web of this component, and you could check out which is the current, the instantaneous current, all the status, all the failures, and also you could check out if the unbalance status is. Sorry? Yeah, with the web server. It's in parallel of the Profinet application. And also it has a special application for the model with 2 ports of Profinet, that you could establish an open communications protocol, OPC, with other components and also with an HMI without any PLC. So you could set almost up to 8 starters to just one HMI, the comfort panel version of Siemens, without any PLC. The communication will be directly with this one to this one. And with Profinet, of course, it's a rare communication. You need the PLC to display the status of the component in the panels. Let me say, this OPC application could be for local reviewing, and the Profinet could be for remote applications, remote reviewing, and that's the point.
Talk to us about the main points of your presentation today.
Actually, the main point of our presentation is the possibility to reduce cost and downtimes in the industry, and it's important for the attendees to stay in the conference, because they will realize how to do these downtime reductions, and also they will realize how to do it and where to do it. So it's very important to reduce the cost of the implementation of a project, and also for reducing the time, for example, of a stop pump and stop motor.
Why is it important, or why is the information important for the attendees here today?
Because this information is used to communicate these smart control panels with a very bigger concept that is the Industry 4.0 that Siemens is managing worldwide. So they could see how it begins, and they will explain which the next steps of this concept.
We take our final break, but don't go anywhere. We have more highlights for you after this. Thanks for staying with us. If you are just tuning in, we are here at the Electrical Expo. Please stay tuned for more highlights.
So what is the meaning of this video equipment? What is the objective that we have? The first word is saving. We want to save money, we want to save space, we want to save energy. So this kind of equipment is going to make us a transparency to know how is our installation is. We establish in this principle that is the energy saving. We want to identify, for me, in my plan, to have an energy saving, I have to know how is the plant, how is the management of the plant, how is the energy flow, where is my potential of energy saving, and measure it. Or even if I making a saving, we are going to measure it to realize that it's okay. We are going to be focused in how we start a motor. We have to switch on a motor, we have to protect the motor, and the new tendency is monitor the motor. So this is the different kind of starter that we can find in the industry. We have a direct online, the most basic starter. We have a reversing starter. If I want to change the direction of the motor, we have a star delta. Why a star delta? You know that a motor, when it starts, is going to consume like 8 times the nominal current of the motor. So the induction motor is the most popular use in the industry because it has low maintenance and is very versatile. But it has the problem with the start. So all the way to start a motor is reduce the voltage that we administer to the motor when it starts. In consequence, we are going to get down the current of the start. Also, the torque of the motor is going to be reduced. So this is the way to start a motor, reducing the field of the voltage. So the start delta is a start that you feel the 58% of the voltage in the start connection, and that's going to feed this 100% of the voltage in the delta connection. So you are going to be reduce the induction. You will find a different way to start a motor, but it's the same principle. You can start it with resistance, we start it with auto transformers, we can start it with star delta, or also with soft starter. But the principle is the same. Reduce the voltage to have less voltage, so you will have less current and less torque.
We present about the industrial controls, all the equipment required for manage a plant, an industrial plant, like industrial control cabinets, soft starters, contactors, a new line of push buttons. Also, we present a new tendency that we call the Industry 4.0, that is the bringing the Internet of Things to the control of the industry.
What are your thoughts thus far on the Electrical Expo?
We hope that everybody goes from here with a new knowledge, and also we want to share all the experience that things and solutions that we do in other countries. So we will be the first step to start to implement it here in Jamaica.
For those people who don't know, talk to us about Siemens and the brand overall.
Actually, Siemens do like everything. We're in the distribution energy with the power generation. We are in control for industry, energy management, and also we have a division for medical equipment.
The School of Engineering includes the electrical program, which is electrical engineering, and we are always interested in what equipment is available to Jamaicans to see how we can ensure that our students get the best experience.
We have some setups here in regards to what's available. What are your thoughts?
This is good. This is showing me some of the equipment that I do need and that I'm interested in for some of my students, yes.
Why is it important that students get involved and attend these types of expos?
My students who are graduating currently are seeking employment, and it does help them that they know the types of equipment are available. I know some of them are going into business for themselves, and they need to be exposed to what is available in Jamaica. And it does help because a lot of my students have been looking externally outside of Jamaica to purchase equipment or even to get employment. And it's good for them to see exactly what is here if they're going into business for themselves, who could be their suppliers, and they can advise other persons as well.
There are many individuals in Jamaica who want the products and services that Siemens and Nexans offer, but without a way of getting it here. And we found ourselves with the opportunity, and we decided, hey, let's just go with it and showcase to Jamaica what is it that we can actually do for them. At Fosterich, our customers are always our main concern. We've always looked for ways in which we can improve the service and the product offerings that we have. And I think we pride ourselves on just being able to do that, and the fact that we have the customers at the forefront of our minds on any given day, which is every day of the week, because we're always looking for new and improved ways. And I dare say, I don't think anybody can challenge me in this, that Fosterich is a trendsetter when it comes on to innovation and looking at finding products that are meaningful to how we live our lives and I mean, even with energy efficiency.
And that brings us to the end of part 2 of our 2-part coverage of the Electrical Expo. I've been your host, Amita Prasad Webb, and thank you for tuning in to Business Access TV, serious about business.